World Championships of Acapella, where groups from around the globe compete for world domination.
This is a big deal, right?
Yes, it's a very big deal.
No American team has ever won it.
That's because they hate us.
The whole world.
The whole world hates us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another SkinnySumoBros movie discussion. Today, this time, we're back, and so are the Bard and Bellas in Pitch Perfect 2. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Guerra, and I'm joined by...
Aaron Bernardino. Is that what we saw tonight?
What?
Is that what we saw tonight?
We did see, well, we saw that.
2. We saw Pitch Perfect 2, that's right.
We also saw Mad Max Fury Road for the second time. Oh, what a lovely day. We'll come to that. If you want that one, check out our other review and our part 2 to that review, because we have more to say about how great that film is. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for Pitch Perfect 2. First Pitch Perfect came on the scene. I was dragged by my girlfriend at the time to go see it. Had no interest. Thought it was going to be stupid as shit. 5 minutes into the movie, or not even 5 minutes, literally like maybe 2 minutes into the movie, I was like, oh, it's going to be this kind of movie. A lot more humorous, doesn't take itself seriously. However, it ended up being, I thought, a really good movie. It was really, the story was really good. It was really kind of put together really well. It moved. Everything had moving parts that worked. And I thought that story was really solid. I thought that film was really tight. It was a really good movie. So, and the music was good and all that jazz. Plus Anna Kendrick was cute, as well as several of the other Bellas. Right? Now... the success of that film obviously led to this film, which I feel like every female in America is going to probably go watch this weekend.
I think every female in America did go watch. Like, we showed up, so the 6:30 showing, we show up at maybe 5:40 something, 5:45.
Yeah.
And we see this line. Like, that's a pretty big line. Like, no, that's the second line.
Yeah.
For the same showing, the other half or bigger half of the line is up front. So.
Yeah.
Luckily, people were there saving some seats.
Yeah, we had some inside peeps. But ultimately, this movie comes out, and it was fun.
It was funny. Yes. It was very funny. It was a lot more humor, I think, this time around. But, we have some other thoughts on the other stuff if you want to get into that.
Well, I say let's talk about what we liked about the film. Mm-hmm. Then we'll go to our guest opinions, and then we'll come back and say anything else at the end, like wrap it up what we did maybe like about the film or that kind of thing.
Sure. Well, I do like the comedy. Like the back and forth between Elizabeth Banks and the other guy. I never remember his name.
I don't know, John something or another.
John Howard. No, it's not John Howard.
It's not John Howard, but... whoever he is, whatever, we know he's awesome, right?
Yeah, him, and then I like the new character, and I know that some of the people there like that character too. It's the Hispanic girl or whatever she is, the Mexican girl.
She wasn't Mexican. That was the joke, was like, she can like jump the border, go back to Mexico. They were making that joke, but she was something else. But everybody was laughing during that joke, so I couldn't hear where she was actually from.
And the audio did seem low. I noticed that.
So we saw it in the theater that the audio was a little lower than what you would expect for a film like that. So it was a little quieter, the film was. And then we were also sitting next to there
bunch of cacklers,
a bunch of cackling girls in the theater. But in general, people were just laughing in general, so you missed some jokes. It's definitely one of those movies that the more you watch it, probably pick up on new jokes. And this one was funnier than the first movie, I thought. There was a lot more jokes packed in every few steps that are funny. Like actual, genuinely funny jokes, I thought. And to kind of come back to this new character that you mentioned, she was hilarious. And every time she opened her mouth, it was like a joke, you know? I mean, literally, like it was a joke that she was giving of some kind. And it was funny, and like I laughed at all of them. And so... in general, I really like this film. Made me laugh. The music was good, right? The music was entertaining.
Yeah.
Songs that you would expect, some songs that you wouldn't expect. There's another element. I don't really want to go into it spoiler-wise. We don't want to talk about every female's going to see this movie. So at this point, spoilers, do we
Because females
care?
watch our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
no.
we have like 5.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom. Anyways. Do you want to like spoil this movie, or do you want to just keep
I
talking?
don't care. I was going to talk about some bad stuff, because we're always talking about how much we love all these different things about movies, and there's a lot to like about this movie. I like it, but the song selection was great. But some of the performances...
All right, yeah, let's just go into what we didn't like about this movie. Go ahead.
The whole German bad guy situation, and then like they pick a song, but then they like do a German accent in the acapella. I'm like, yeah, okay, these guys are great dancers, great choreography, great production value, but their vocals are not blowing me away.
Yeah, exactly. Everything. Well, it's interesting you say that because every one of their songs, like I was saying to you when we were talking about it, was very like dubstep or
Electronic dance music.
Yeah, EDM. And they were even D. What were they? It was D something.
DSM.
Yeah, so like kind of even off the EDM, like we're EDM, and all their songs sounded that way. So like tonally they sound correct, but they're not like things that like the reason you love acapella is because the voices are what get you usually, like the the range and the performance with that range. And they didn't really have it, so I don't know why it felt like it was like this is really what they're afraid of. Like the Troublemakers, I think, are better than these guys, and so I agree with you on that point that the German didn't really seem threatening. It also seemed ridiculous. Also, speaking of the Troublemakers, like they weren't in this movie nearly enough. I thought, like I was disappointed because they sound good, they're fun, and they weren't there. So that's a little disappointing as well. I really did enjoy. I enjoyed the music a lot. I enjoyed the little riff off scene or whatever with David Cross in his mansion or whatever, their little competition. That was maybe the best part of the whole movie actually in one section, but it felt forced. It felt like they're just doing it because they have to do it to give fans what they want, which is fine because it's fun. It's a fun movie and it's good in that sense. I enjoyed it. It just story-wise, it just kind of felt forced. It felt like it was like really this doesn't make any sense. Or
some of the stuff that I felt forced on though was that I felt like Anna Kendrick's character felt forced into because you know how she had her other stuff going on. So anytime she was doing something with the team, I felt like she didn't want to be there, and that's probably her being a good actress part of it. But then maybe that's why some of that felt forced. I mean, that's how I kind of felt. I'm like,
Well, I mean, she felt that way in the first movie too, right? But you see them bond in the first movie, so you appreciate them so much more. Whereas this one, it sets a couple years later, and there's new members in the group, and you don't get that bond the same way that you did, so you kind of don't care as much. I will say this: Anna Kendrick's side story, like what she was doing, and had Key from Key and Peele. Yeah, that guy. Hilarious. I think those are some of my favorite scenes of the whole movie were with him he's like a record producer and he's a badass and like Anna Kendrick's got an internship and she wants to be working for him and it was just funny. He's hilarious. I mean, we love his show obviously and we love him. Hollywood. Or not Hollywood, Halloween. Keep on the lookout.
Yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, so those kind of things. So something else that along with the Germans, I just felt like this movie didn't have a lot of soul, right? Like I felt like it was fun. It had the musical marks. It was hilarious. It had all the makings, but in general, like it doesn't feel like it goes anywhere. Or like it just, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, okay, here we are next, and it kind of drags a little bit because of that. Do you feel like it kind of dragged in like maybe the final third of it?
No, I felt no part where I was taken out of the movie or felt that anything was dragging on and maybe wish I wasn't there. I just felt that, once again, as a comedy, way better comedy than the first one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you were like, oh man, I really love music or the sound of talented voices or want to focus on that.
Yeah, you didn't get a lot of that in this movie, right?
I mean, no, nothing really stood out. And like bringing in Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, I think it's her name.
She
the
was
chick from True Grit.
And
she was Oscar nominated in True Grit. She was fantastic.
She was good in this movie too.
Yeah, she was.
And I was like watching her sing. I'm like, I don't know, is this her really singing? Stuff like that, or was she gonna do a good job? But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, we enjoyed the film. I think it's safe to say we had a good time with it. I'll watch it again. Probably when it's on DVD or whatever, Blu-ray, digital download.
Maybe if I could hear it better, that'd probably help.
Yeah, and that's twofold. That's the theater audio wasn't the greatest, and then it was loud in the theater because people were laughing and whatnot. So, one of those things we see it again, we might even enjoy it more. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe I was missing things. But in general, it was funny. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad movie at all. It was enjoyable. I definitely recommend it. Go check it out. Dudes, when you're dragged by your girlfriends, you probably like it. And, ladies, obviously, speak for yourselves there. You're going to love it. But speaking of, we actually did, to get a female perspective on this film, we actually asked a few females that were coming out of the theaters what they thought. Please forgive the footage. It's the first time going to
mobile.
Yeah, going mobile on location. We didn't have the right tools.
It was raining. It was outside.
It was raining. It was outside. It was dark. It was loud. But we think we get the point across. So definitely check us out.
We're gonna use a crumbly transition.
Would you want to do the Scooby-Doo transition, or what
No,
is it?
no,
Wayne's World?
Wayne's World. Nobody gets that.
Nobody gets that joke. If you
Y'all
get that
too
joke,
young.
you're awesome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan with SkinnySumoBros here, just trying to get some feedback from the ladies on Pitch Perfect 2. Just saw the movie, it's hilarious. Who wants to do? Anybody? Come on in here. Hi. SkinnySumoBros, introduce yourself.
I'm Leah.
Leah, you saw Pitch Perfect 2? What did you think?
I actually really liked it. I'm a big fan of acapella in general, so like singing and any competition stuff really gets the juices flowing.
Really, can you carry a bar?
I think I can.
Can you give me a little action right now?
I got a ticket for the long way around. 2 bottle whiskey for the way.
Ooh, very nice. Okay, so what was your favorite character in this movie?
Anna Kendricks, obviously.
She's a little biased. You don't like Fat Amy?
I feel like Fat Amy goes. She's like a caricature of a person, and she's probably my least favorite part of the entire thing.
Oh, interesting.
I don't relate to her at all, and I think she just like, I'm Fat Amy, blah blah blah, ooh, blah, and that's it. Like that's all there is. Like,
Is that your Australian accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get that Australian.
No.
No?
No.
Would you go see it again?
Oh yeah.
What would you tell the YouTubers out there to watch this movie? What would you say?
I would see it because acapella's awesome. It's awesome.
Awesome. Alright, thanks a lot.
Ready to get drunk.
Okay, now act like you don't suck at life. Go ahead.
I think we don't suck at
I
life.
know, it's hard.
Ryan with SkinnySumoBros here with another person, another female who just watched Pitch Perfect 2. We're trying to get those opinions. What do you think of the movie?
Basically the best thing ever. Yeah,
Best thing ever.
best thing ever.
Okay, well, who's your favorite character?
The Latina, whatever. Yeah.
New character this time. There's
Yeah,
some kind of
pretty
Latina in
much
here.
the greatest thing of my life happened with everything that came out of her mouth. So,
She was pretty damn hilarious.
really,
Okay, how did you like it? Better than first? Not better than first? What do you think?
it was that more that I was waiting for from the last one.
So it's just like plus more.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you recommend everybody go to see this
No,
movie?
you have to go see it. Go see it in a group, laugh really loud, and piss everybody off.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's what we did.
Like people that came with you? Those jerks?
Yeah, those assholes.
No names, Wagners.
No.
Hi, come on in. Okay. Again, Ryan with SkinnySumoBros. How you doing? Did you see Pitch Perfect 2?
I did.
You want to introduce yourself to America?
Hi, I'm Erica.
Erica, what do you think of the movie?
So I'm new to the Pitch Perfect world. I know I'm lame. I just saw the first one last week.
Really?
I did. But I love it. And this one I think was more funny than
Definitely a lot of laughs in this movie, right?
yeah. I feel like it was mostly comedy, but I'm okay with that. That Amy was amazing.
Who's your favorite character?
That Amy.
Fat Amy?
That Patricia.
Oh, Fat Patricia. What would you tell the people out in YouTube land to watch this movie?
Yes, give it a chance.
To the guys out there?
Take it, girl. Suck it up.
There you go, guys. All right, thanks a lot.
All right, so we're back. Ladies, thank you for ladies that came and gave us their opinion. We appreciate it. They obviously said that what they loved it. Obviously, all of them loved it. One of them was, it's funny how one of them was like Fat Amy was her favorite, but another one was like, Fat Amy feels forced and I don't really like her because she's a caricature. I'm kind of in between the two. I see her as a caricature, but she's hilarious, so I enjoyed her on this. I mean, what did you think of Fat Amy? Or Rebel Wilson, I should say.
Rebel Wilson. It's funny is because that show that Adam Devine's in,
Yeah.
Workaholics.
Yeah.
She's actually in an episode where
Is she playing like a similar type thing, or they have like a weird
no,
relationship?
she plays. They have a relationship. Yes, it's basically they're all going to an Insane Clown Posse concert.
Oh God.
And they're all
She a juggalo?
She is
Oh
with
my
her face
God.
and everything. She's got nunchucks and she's totally sexual and
Huh.
you
Kind of want to watch this episode now. Yeah.
But as a character, I like her, and she's a little over the top. Obviously, a little being a lot over the top. So maybe I should say it only bothers me a little because I'm okay with over the top, but I don't really need that much.
I like her in general just because I think that she's hilarious, but also I like the fact that she is a bigger woman on film as like she's you know, she's Fat Amy, right? And I mean, like, she's kind of like the lead almost. She's like a co-lead in this film. Like, she's a big part of this film, more so than the first movie. She's bigger in this one.
Her muff is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
Plot point.
And I don't and regardless of that, like, I just think that's great to see that, like, because it's, you know, 'cause she could be a part of this as well. But I guess that's just not. I don't know where I'm going with that. We're just gonna move on from this.
Not to make excuses, but it's like 12:30, almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's actually 1:15.
Is it really? Yeah. And we've already we went and watched another movie after Pitch Perfect.
That's for
so
damn sure.
We're a little tired, but
yeah, I'm a little tired, a little exhausted. I guess that kind of is pretty much what we got then. I mean, I don't know. Oh, I wanted to touch on the guy from Workaholics, Bumper, in this movie. What's his name?
Adam Devine.
Adam Devine. He was in this movie again, and he was fun. He was hilarious. I loved him too. Like, in the first movie, I kind of like. I think he's funny, and I like him, but he kind of annoys the shit out of me. In this movie, I didn't find him annoying at all. I actually really liked him.
His voice,
and he has a moment where he gets really sincere.
Yeah,
and you kind of feel for him, right? You feel where he's coming from. I really felt him. You go, dude. And then his voice, so to speak, stay for a stinger. It was awesome. It was hilarious. It was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie, actually. Right?
Yeah, it was really good.
I was like, yeah.
Turn back around.
Yeah. So if you didn't stick around after the credits, you missed out. But ultimately, yeah, definitely go check this movie out. I thought it was good. And you have anything else to add to it?
I thought it was good. I mean, if you had to compare the two movies, I would say this one's funnier, but the first one's probably a better overall movie.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with that. So this one is, as a comedy, a lot more hilarious, but the first movie is a better, complete film. Still, it is what it is. They set it up for potential third one, right? They left it open that it could potentially advance further. I don't know where they'd go from here. Who knows?
Hopefully bring in Jordan Peele.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. One quick thing I want to say, Elizabeth Banks, you know, she directed these movies, the first one and the second one, as well as I believe she wrote or was in part of the writing of it. She's so awesome. I love Elizabeth Banks. Like, she's really talented. She's fantastic in this movie. She plays Gail. Or Gail, is that the commentator name? She plays the commentator, or the blondie commentator. That's who Elizabeth Banks is. And if you've never seen the show 30 Rock, go watch. I think it's the 4th or 5th season of 30 Rock. She's a guest the whole season, and she is awesome, and she's hilarious. Highly recommend it for anybody who's a fan of hers out there who hasn't seen her in that before. Other than that, that's all I got. You know, thanks for watching. If you like the video, like us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and or leave us a comment. You can also follow me on Twitter, thebusdriver05, or hit us up on our email,
SkinnySumoBros@gmail.com.
Yeah. And I guess that's pretty much it, right?
That's it. John Michael Higgins. That's his name.
That's his name.
And she did play a character named Gail, so.
Yeah, so Elizabeth Banks was across John Michael Higgins, who is also hilarious in this.
Snoop Dogg played himself.
Snoop Dogg did play himself. John Michael Higgins, completely inappropriate in a movie that's in a theater that's filled with girls. I think it was funny that we were we were like the only two dudes laughing.
That's what happens when you send girls to college.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What did she say? What did she say after that? I can't even remember right now. I'm so tired. He says that and she's like, does it? Or whatever. I don't even remember. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.
It's the